Hello, my dear students. You are welcome to this video tutorial which will focus on our last unit, which is on the internet. I would like for all of you to view the video that is also online and the one that you are watching currently also. And this PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to take you through also is online. Those who have downloaded it might have read through, but this video may clarify some of the terminologies and also how to navigate on the internet. I'll use one of the browsers. So let's just start. One may ask, what is the internet? I'm sure you are all thinking about it. Now, there's no straitjacket definition or explanation to the internet. But all in all, any definition that you come across all talk about the same thing. With this, I'll refer to the internet as a vast network of networks. So you have computers connected together to form a network, all also if you have computers connected to form maybe a local area network, you have another area network, all connected together, that will give us the internet. So we say a vast network of networks, so networks that are connected to each other. On the internet, you can find information about anything, communicate with people worldwide, search the world's libraries. Nowadays, we refer to the internet as a very robust source of information. You can also visit famous museums. You can take an online course. What we are doing is in a blended mode, because sometimes you meet me and you take some materials from the online platform. You also can watch videos and television. Some of you have been doing that. You can also listen to music and the radio. Some of you have been reading magazines and newspapers. And you can also shop for almost anything. In Ghana nowadays, you have the tonaton.com. So on the internet, you can do a lot of things. Now, these are some of the features of the internet. We have the World Wide Web that is used for multimedia content. We have the email that send and receive messages. The university has its own email server. Yahoo is another one. Google also has email server. We also have the instant messaging. That is, you communicate in real time with a connected user. Then you can also chat, which some of you have been doing using Facebook. You can participate in a group conversation also in terms of chatting. Then one of the things that the internet also can do is the file transfer protocol. It is FTP that helps me to upload the video, upload those PowerPoint documents, and it's the same FTP that helps you to download those files onto your computers and you view. Now, who runs the internet? No single group or organization runs the internet. It is a collaborative entity. So you will not say that it's being owned by America or it's being owned by maybe a university. Now, history tells us that Americans wanted to own it, but other strong countries also know, if I have my local area network, you also have yours, and all are connected together, then you want to own it. So as of now, no individual or organization or even a country owns the internet. So we say that universities, corporations, research groups, they all come together with their networks connected together, form the internet. Government agencies also, then also large service providers like America Online. Now, new networks are added every day. Now, an example is once your laptop or your desktop is connected to the internet, you also add some information to the internet. So, by and large, you realize that if everybody wants to shut down his or her laptop or even the local area network, then nobody will get information on the internet. If like we have a conducive environment for our labs, especially in the universities, you don't need to put the computers off. If you take the university web server, it is always on unless maybe there is no UPS attached to it or a standby generator. It is always on. That's why if you are even outside and you are not getting the university side, I mean entirely the whole server is down. How does the internet work? The networks communicate with each other based on certain protocols, or we call them the standard. And they are the TCP, that's transmission control protocol, then the IP, that's the internet protocol. So they communicate, and normally they are in numbers also. The individual local networks cooperate to direct internet traffic so information can pass among them. Now let's look at this. Those of you who have been going to Accra using the main road, before you reach Kaneshi, at the traffic light there, we call it the first light, you see how if there is no power and the traffics are not on, we see how drivers suffer. That's how the internet also work. And you see some drivers bypassing through Dansuma, especially when you are going to Central Accra. So there is a lot of traffic jam also that happens when a lot of people are connected to the internet. Now, if you watch, those of you have been using the university site early in the morning, you see that it runs fast. Then in the afternoon, it's very slow, meaning a lot of people are now hitting the server. So first come, first serve. So traffic, this one goes, this one will come in later. How is data transferred between computers on the net? We have so many approaches. We'll have few of them being discussed here. One of them is the telephone lines with a dial-up modem, and it's very slow. What the modem does is, we've learned that the computer understands zeros and ones, and the cables also is different format. It's not digital. So the modem changes the digital message to analog, and is being transmitted through the telephone lines. Before one receive it on the other computer, you must have another modem that will convert the analog message back to the digital one. So the full meaning of modem is modulator, demodulator. We also have the cable TV lines with a cable modem that's fast. You have the digital subscriber lines, it's also fast. We have the dedicated T1 or T3 lines, also fast. We have also the local area wireless networks, which University of Education Winneba has a lot of hotspots. So you make sure you use them. We also have fiber optic cables. The university also uses fiber optic cables nowadays. They have the satellite also. The university also uses it to communicate with Mampong, Ejumako, and Kumasi campus. And we have others also. The model, I've talked about it, but let me just read this to your hearing. It's an electronic device that connects computers via a telephone line following the exchange of information. It consists of a modulator to convert computer information into a telephone signal and a demodulator to convert it back again. So say modulator, demodulator. Okay, it performs two functions. So this is a typical dial-up modem connection. You have the computer, the modem links to phone company network to other network. They have a typical cable modem connection with a wireless hub. So you have the computer to cable modem wireless hub. So that one, no cable is connected to the laptop, is through wireless and to a cable company to a regional network. For example, in UW, for example, the main ICT lab or the maths lab, which you see on the next slide, we'll see how the information travels. Okay, each computer is connected to the lab server. The lab server is connected via fiber optic cable to the main South campus server in the administration block. That's the whole administration block. The South campus server is connected via radio signal to the internet server on the North campus. That's about 5 miles away. I'm sure they've changed the radio signals to fiber optics. So it's the same thing. Even whether it is radio or fiber optic, is the same connection to the North campus. Then the internet server sends and receives information via the university satellite to Afronet. And Afronet is our internet service provider, which is in the capital. I don't know whether nowadays it's Vodafone that is managing that transaction, but this company, we can change company at any time. So this internet service provider also sends and receives worldwide information via their satellite. So that's how information is sent. So you have the computer lab here, local area network file server, South campus main server to North campus web server, then to the satellite to a regional network. How data travels on the internet. Data is broken into small packets. Each packet has a header that tells its destination and its order. Routers send packets in individually using the most efficient path. When all the packets are received at the destination, they are reassembled in their original form. Now, when two laptops are even close or even two desktops, and you are sending information from one desktop to the another in the same room, you don't think that it is just from this desktop to the one just adjacent it. The information is broken into small packets. So all of them must assemble back before you can view it. In that, they are all looking at the most efficient path. So you are sending information in this lab, that's for example the mass computer lab, from one desktop to the other. Some of the information will pass through Cote d'Ivoire, some will go and pass through America, until all of them are reassembled in their original form before you can view on the other computer. So it is the routers that helps in bringing all this together. And an example is when sometimes you are doing instant messaging or chatting, you see that they said, okay, Bright is typing, but you wait for some time before the message will come, meaning the message that the person have sent is looking for the most efficient path to be populated for you to see on your screen. So you are sending message from this PC is broken down into packets. See that is broken down into packets. Then all of them must reassemble before you can view it on the other computer. Now the World Wide Web. So we talk about it. World Wide Web, that is WWW. is for the web. Now, the web is a subset of the internet, but the terms are often used synonymously. That is, some people refer to the web as the internet, but it's the web that is a subset of the internet. Now, a web is a collection of web pages. Each page usually has multimedia content. Pages are linked or connected to each other via hyperlinks. All this I'll demonstrate using a typical website. So take note of this. Now, when you have only one page, it's not a website. So a website is a collection of web pages. So when I'm demonstrating on the net, you get to understand what is meant by a web page and a website. Anyone can add a page to the web at any time, depending on what you're doing. Now, how the web works. Web pages are written using hypertext markup language. This is what the web understand. This is the language, but it is not a programming language. Now, the pages are uploaded to a web server, a computer configured to locate and send web pages. So UW has its own web server. You view the web page using a web browser. So if you don't have a web browser, you can't view web pages. Examples are Firefox, Internet Explorer, Netscape Navigator, SeaMonkey, and the likes. Now, whenever you input a web address, the first page that comes up or shows is known as the home page. It's normally the introductory page in a collection of pages. So the collection of the pages is called a website. So take note of that. Now, even we have application software that can be used to format web pages. So you use that, and the application software helps you to communicate in terms of hypertext markup language. Previously, you need to learn the course. You're going to learn that in level 300, how to create your own web page. Now let's look at web addresses and how to identify some portions of a web address. Web addresses are also known as Uniform Resource Locators or URL. For example, if you have http colon blah 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 schooldiscovery.com blah blah, http colon / double is the protocol for transferring web pages, and the domain name is schooldiscovery.com. So with this, make sure you be able to identify the domain name of any web address. Now, the domain name identifies the computer where the web page is stored. It usually begins with www dot. So that's what you need to identify. So www.uw.edu.gh, that's our domain name. School Rock Guide is the name of the folder. So the folder in which you have that domain name. Then the index.html is the name of the file. You have to identify each segment, and in level 3, when you are creating your own website, these are some of the things that will crop up. Web addresses, this is an example. You must be able to locate the domain name and the likes. Thank you. Let's do some practicals. Now, if you want to go onto the internet, you need a web browser. I'm going to pick the Mozilla Firefox. I can pick it from the status bar here, or I can pick it from my pop-up menu when I click on all programs here. So I'm launching it. So this is where you type. Let's assume I've typed www.yahoo.com. So this is the first page of the Yahoo website, so it's known as the home page. And we have other links. Any link is by default, we see it bluish and underline, or when you position the mouse pointer on it and it takes to a finger pointing, or you have the hand. Now watch carefully. When I click on, for example, North Korea, you see that it's opened in the same window. So we are going to learn some techniques. Let me go back. You can hit back to come back to the home page. You right click, you see open link in new tab. You can also open link in new window. In that case, will be if you open link in new window, you have two windows, but I want it to be on this same window. So I click on open link in new tab. So you see that it's opening here, and I'm still at the home page. So I can go to Army Robust, right click, open in new tab. So they are opening. So I can read now about the North Korea. With this also, I can right click on any of the links and open it in new tab. So that's the way you can use the internet efficiently. When you click on a link, it opens in the same window. It opens in the same window. Now, let me see how one can create a hyperlink. We'll do that right now. I'll use both PowerPoint and Word. Let me close this window, then you get what we're doing. Close tabs. Okay. So I'll launch PowerPoint. Let me be launching Word also. So with PowerPoint, for example, if I want to link this word, group 2, anytime one clicks on group 2, it should send the person to a website or a document on the computer. You need to highlight it, then you right click, and from the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth item, hyperlink, or you click on insert, then in the links group you click on hyperlink. So I'll click on hyperlink. It's giving me a dialog box. Text to display, group 2 is there. Link to what? Existing file or web page. Then existing file or web page, then folder. So we have some folders open here. Now place in this document. So meaning if you have another slide, then you can hyperlink the group 2 to that slide. But now I want it to be hyperlinked to this site, www.uew.edu.gh. Previously, since HTTP is Hypertext Transfer Protocol, it uses the World Wide Web application. You need to type the HTTP, or but nowadays the developers has helped. You see, when I started typing www, the HTTP automatically came up with it. So I click on OK. Now with PowerPoint, until you are in the show, it will not work. So let me go to the show and click on group 2. I'm sure you can see the link now. When I click on group 2, I say you should go to a website, not a document. So it's going to the website. I have not typed. So it has linked from MS Word to this. So this is the home page for University of Education, Winneba. You see, I close the web browser for you to see that it has not been opened down. Now let me close this and use Word to also demonstrate. Word, if I type group 4, I highlight, right click, the same thing, hyperlink or insert, hyperlink. Now I'll demonstrate with a document first, then also to let's say to another Word document, or let me pick a PDF or a PowerPoint or Excel. Let me see which document is here. UEW statute, no. What is research? Okay, that's PowerPoint. So I said okay. Now you see that it is colored blue and underlined. With Word, if you want to activate the hyperlink, you press the control key, you hold it and position the mouse pointer on the hyperlink. So it will turn to the finger pointing up. You click on it, and I said it should open a document on my computer for me. So Microsoft Office has identified a potential security concern. Oh, yes. So it's going to open that PowerPoint document for me. Let me check what is research is here, because I have one presentation there. What is research has come. So that's the way you can hyperlink to a document on your PC. Now let me close this. Also, if I have group 1 and I want to hyperlink this to the internet, I right click, hyperlink to the internet, then I put so let me put www.uj.edu.gh. okay. If I want to use it, how will I go about this? I'm sure you recollect that I'll press and hold the control key, position the mouse on this and click. But in PowerPoint, you must be in a slideshow mode. Okay. So it's loading UG. Let's see their homepage. So this is University of Ghana's homepage. I hope you've gotten some understanding about the internet. Thank you for viewing. See you.